Hey guys, this is Al again. We're back on the Bentley today. So, made a little bit of a breakthrough. I was on the forum and I posted a question about this car after I had, the disappointment with the transmission control module and all the other work that we did, which I think needed to be done, especially those solenoids. I mean, they were definitely broken. They needed to be done, and the throttle position sensor was definitely throwing a code, so it needed to be taken care of. But we couldn't figure out why the transmission was shifted. So here's the deal. I've got two of these. First of all, let's just see. So this is the original module that plugs in. It's a battery backup module for the transmission. Okay, and what it does is it stores codes on the transmission while the engine's turned off, right? So it's got batteries in it, and obviously this is the original one that was on the car, and it's roasted, right? I mean, there's no saving this thing. I pulled this one out of the fire damaged Azure that I have, and I tried using this, and it didn't help any. What I always thought that this thing does is just purely store the codes. That's all it does, and the store adaptation. So that, if you're driving habits, basically, some of these more modern transmissions, if based on your driving habits, it learns, and then it basically adapts to your driving habits. And my understanding of how this thing functions is that it will keep that in memory, so that when you turn the engine off, and if for any reason you disconnect the battery, it has a record of it. But if you unplug it, the system should function perfectly normal. Turns out that that's not true. And one guy corrected me on the forum about this. He said that basically the US cars have this module, and the European cars have what they call a bypass module, which is effectively just this plug over here. So we took a look at this. You come out so you can see this. We took a look at what was going on, and what we found is that when we plugged this in, it wasn't really holding a charge. So these batteries are pretty badly ruined. The other thing that we noticed is that this plug was horribly corroded, and as a result, it wasn't making a good connection. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because this thing was barely holding a charge. But when you did plug it in, there was a check gearbox warning signal on the dash. So what I did is I broke out my box of paper clips. If anyone needs paper clips, let me know, because I got hundreds of them. And we joined the two brown wires, which is basically signal in, signal out.
Or power in.
Or power in, power out.
It's right. Continuous 12 volts.
So now, if I go into transmission, I could actually get into the transmission module. So I'm guessing that the reason none of these other cars are able to get into the transmission control module is because the batteries are all dead on these things. But they all seem to be shifting fine except for this one. This is really positive, because now I can actually read what's going on in the transmission module. As soon as we get an opportunity, we will take the car out for a drive. Right now, we've got a couple of things going on. Right now that we need to get some stuff moved out of the way before we do it. Well, show them what you're doing with the fuel distributor. This is kind of cool.
We got a fuel distributor rebuild for what year? 80.
That's an 89 Bentley Turbo R that he's rebuilding right now.
Well, this one actually leaked externally and probably didn't run the greatest, but it leaked right near the EHA.
Yeah, the EHA valve.
But it was leaking out the side of the membrane, so kind of odd failure, but doesn't hurt to rebuild it anyways.
Right. So. And you can see how this membrane is supposed to be flat, and over time it collapses into the fuel, where the fuel sits, and that could in itself cause its own kind of running issues. So,
I see the new one is almost completely flat. Probably not the best lighting, but
yeah, let me just pick
we're on the reassembly process of that.
All right, guys, so what we'll do is we'll give you a quick update as soon as we start driving it. We'll just wait for it to get a little bit dark because it's smart to do on that car. And then we'll take it for a spin, and I'll bring the camera with me. All right, thanks very much. All right, guys, so we're taking this car out for its first drive. We pulled it out of the shop. I have a really good feeling about this because now when I put it in gear, it's very smooth. So it doesn't feel like it's going in then. Is your door shut?
Yeah.
Turn the light off. Oh, fella. Do you see that?
We got a shift.
We got a 2 shifts. Oh, it's in 4th gear. That is fantastic. That makes me happy. Alright, we definitely need to bleed the brakes.
Hopefully we took care of that hydraulic leak on the return side of those pumps.
Oh, what a win. It only took 2 years. Actually 3 years. It only took 3 years. Oh, this is great. We just cracked this nut. Well, that's great. That's fantastic news. Let's come out here. We're going to show them that bypass kit that we're going to be selling. It looks like, basically connecting these resolve the problem. What we'll be doing is we're going to be selling this Rolls-Royce and Bentley memory module. I have plenty in stock. We'll be selling them for 75 bucks each. It'll be on my Amazon affiliate page, so if you ever need something like that, just give me a call. I'll be able to hook you up. Joking aside, what we'll do is we have this plug, and what we're going to do is Really, this is the ground wire, and these are the two wires that are important, the electrical wires. So we'll just join these two wires together and plug this back in. It should solve the problem. So we'll take care of that today, and this can be thrown away. We don't need it. All right, guys, thanks very much. Very, very happy. Now I can move on, put the dash back in, and clean the car up. So, you know, move on from that. This is my favorite one out of the lot of them. So, you know, I'm happy that it was the first one I bought as well. So I'm happy that it's working. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like once it's the proper fix is in place. What I basically did is I reused the plug that came off that memory module, and we just basically joined the two wires together so that you know, the plug fit correctly and it holds in place. So now we can put the dash back and start working on the rest of the car, because there's a couple of other things that need to be taken care of. The memory seats are bad, the climate control switch is bad, so that all needs to be taken care of, and some of our window regulators are slipping as well, and obviously the wood and bodywork and everything else. So there's more to do, but this is huge because this has been a huge roadblock for me. It's driven me crazy. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Bye bye.